The strange reason humans lost their fur. Imagine waking up tomorrow covered in thick, chimpanzee-like fur. At first it might sound useful. No jackets, no sweaters, no heating bills. But according to most evolutionary scientists, that furry coat could make it nearly impossible for you to do one thing that helped make humans successful. Stay cool. Humans are strange. Among mammals, we're practically naked. Our closest relatives, chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans, are covered in thick body hair. Yet somewhere in our evolutionary past, our ancestors lost most of theirs. Why? For decades, scientists have debated this question, and while several ideas have been proposed, one explanation stands above the rest. To understand it, we need to travel back roughly 2 million years. Our ancestors were changing. Earlier, ape-like ancestors lived mostly in forests, but species such as Homo erectus began spending more time in open environments across Africa. These landscapes were hotter, brighter, and far more exposed to the sun. At the same time, humans were becoming unusually active. Unlike most predators, early humans didn't rely on explosive speed. Instead, they excelled at endurance. They could walk long distances, track animals for hours, and possibly even run prey to exhaustion. But there was a problem. Large bodies generate heat. Large brains are especially sensitive to heat. And fur is excellent at trapping heat. That's great if you're a chimp resting in the shade. It's much less useful if you're moving for hours under the African sun. So evolution found another solution. Sweat. Humans possess an extraordinary cooling system. We have millions of eccrine sweat glands distributed across much of our bodies. When sweat evaporates, it carries heat away from the skin. This is incredibly effective. In fact, humans are among the best endurance thermoregulators in the animal kingdom. But there's a catch. Sweat works best when it can evaporate directly from the skin. A thick layer of fur acts like insulation. It traps moisture and reduces cooling efficiency. Scientists now believe that as our ancestors evolved more effective sweating systems, losing body fur dramatically improved their ability to stay cool during long periods of activity in hot environments. In other words, humans may have traded fur for sweat, and that trade may have changed everything. Evidence supporting this idea comes from several directions. Compared with other primates, humans have far more eccrine sweat glands. Our skin is specialized for evaporative cooling, and fossil evidence suggests major changes in body shape and lifestyle occurred during the same period when hair reduction likely evolved. Today, many anthropologists consider thermoregulation the leading explanation for human hair loss. But that's not the entire story. Because if losing fur was only about cooling, why did we keep hair on our heads? That question puzzled scientists for years. Recent experiments have revealed something fascinating. Scalp hair appears to reduce heat gain from direct sunlight. In other words, while body hair interferes with cooling, hair on the head can actually protect the brain from solar radiation. Even more interesting, tightly curled hair appears especially effective at blocking heat from the sun. This may explain why humans evolved a very unusual pattern. Mostly hairless bodies. But hair-covered scalps. It's a clever compromise. Stay cool. Protect the brain. Get the best of both worlds. Of course, not every scientist believes cooling was the only factor. Some researchers have suggested that reduced body hair may also have helped humans avoid parasites such as ticks, fleas, and lice. Less fur means fewer places for parasites to hide, and fewer parasites can mean fewer diseases. There is some evidence supporting this idea, but most researchers view it as a possible contributing factor rather than the primary cause. Another historical hypothesis proposed that humans preferred less hairy mates, causing body hair to decrease through sexual selection. While possible, evidence for this explanation is much weaker than for thermoregulation. Today, most scientists see it as a secondary influence at best. So, what is the current scientific consensus? Humans probably lost most of their body fur because natural selection favored individuals who could stay cooler while moving through hot, open environments. More sweating, less fur, better endurance, better survival, and perhaps enough extra cooling to support the growth of larger brains. Ironically, the thing that makes humans look less like other mammals may have helped to make us more successful than any mammal on Earth. So the next time you wipe sweat from your forehead on a hot day, remember, that annoying sweat isn't a design flaw. It's one of the reasons your species conquered the planet.